Hello everybody, I'm here at the Life Labs in Chatham and they're taking a very long time. I am a walk-in, but usually the difference is they have you wait in the waiting room over there and then, she said, oh come, give me a booth number. Here for about an hour in the booth, and usually they don't do that, so I'm kind of odd, and I kind of reminded them. I said, have you forgotten? Like, oh, you're a walk-in. So I'm like, if I'm a walk-in, shouldn't I just be waiting there in the waiting room and not sitting in a booth for like an hour? I didn't say that, but I'm not going. It's kind of odd. But anyway, the news is preparing for the trip to Toronto, and yesterday I fed the cats, fed the ferals, did some errands, and I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but my former podcast producer friend had AI do a summary of the most recent podcast. Very interesting. I might actually read it out, It kind of makes me feel like I know what I'm doing, which I really don't. But anyway, so I'm just sitting here waiting. Hello everybody, it's actually almost a couple of weeks since the clip I probably just showed. I'm doing a little creative editing here because I'm going to read out the AI summary just before I do a summary for the last 2 weeks. So this is 2 weeks after I posted the last podcast. And after this, I'm going to read the AI summary, and then I'm going to edit in this kind of the limits of my editing skills, but I'll edit together the events, the little footages for over the last couple of weeks. So we've got Agita there, Lcee here, and Finn here. You can see it's not there. That's Finn. And ferals are out back. I'll show them later. Peanut is right under the window. You can't see her from inside. And hopefully the other two will show up at supper time, which I'm going to feed them pretty soon after I do this little bit of taping. Okay, I'm just going to read out the AI summary of the previous podcast, which I posted exactly 2 weeks ago today. And my friend, my former podcast producer, former student, had sent me an AI summary, and I was very impressed. But as I was telling people, a couple of things, it makes it sound more like I know what I'm doing, which I'm not really. I'm just struggling along. But it makes it sound like I have this, really good plan for recovery from addiction. It's not quite the case, but and then it doesn't quite get. It doesn't get the amount of struggle I have to put into the daily things. I mean, it's a computer, and it also I think it doesn't quite realize that my family are the kids. The kids are my cats. It's sort of real. It says animal care, as a push, but and it defines polls and stuff like that. It's actually not bad. So I'm just going to read it out, and then from there, I want to do a summary. I want to edit in some footage from over the past couple of weeks, which include the trip to Toronto and all that stuff, and the pulls and pushes. I mean, foreshadowing. I'm still clear. It's 2 weeks later, and I'm still clear. No gambling, no partying, no slithering. Even though it was really tough in Toronto, but I'll show the footage that covers that. So right now, I'm going to read out the AI summary of the video I posted last night. Here are some of the key points and details from the transcript of the video. Pulls, but NP 11 weeks or so clear-ish, thanks to pushes of kids, ferals, lots of car meets. General themes. It's kind of divided it up. General themes. The video documents the creator's ongoing struggle with addictive behaviors, focusing, and it divided it all up, focusing on casino gambling and pulls, and in brackets, temptations, which is not a bad translation of pulls. Progress is noted, roughly 11 weeks clear from a major problematic episode. So the last big binge was now 13 weeks ago. At that time, it was 11 weeks, with only one minor relapse about 5 weeks ago. So that minor relapse is now 7 weeks ago. Successful avoidance is attributed to positive pushes from caring for animals, both indoor cats and ferals. doesn't quite get that those are my kids. Attending frequent car meets and engaging in reading and writing. That's all good. Self-exclusion ban from casinos is discussed as a major deterrent, reducing direct gambling urges. Now, daily routines. Days begin with caring for pets, feeding, washing bedding, cleaning shelters. Well, I only did that one day, the washing bedding, but I'm going to again fairly soon for the Phils. Bringing comfort and routine. Cooking is described as a meaningful hobby, with the creator making vegetarian curry, impossible meat dishes from scratch for the first time since a home renovation. Meals and treats are sometimes shared or received from neighbors. Example, vegetarian chili, desserts, homegrown tomatoes, the social activities like car shows also serve as a positive distractions, culminating in visits to high-profile auction houses, small-town events. Interactions and social support, strong community support evident. Neighbors send food, watch feral cats during planned Toronto trips, engage in charity events at car meets. And all that was covered in the, in the podcast, which the AI focused on. Encounters with new and former neighbors occur at car shows, fostering connections, discussions about cars, psychology, well-being. Emotional ups and downs are managed by maintaining contact with friends, responding to messages, participating in hobbies. And then it's got it's divided it up. It goes reflections on mental health, pulls, quote unquote, and cravings, which is again a fairly good translation. Cravings can be cyclical, often becoming stronger after 2 to 3 months, free from problematic behavior, corresponding to past relapse patterns. Symptoms like indecisiveness and changes in appetite are recognized as potential signals of mood changes or depression. Journaling and free association writing are valuable tools for self-reflection and managing mental health. Upcoming plans and hopes. Plans include a forthcoming trip to Toronto, which has already happened, to see his doctor and a cat rescuer friend, visit art galleries, dine at various restaurants, and buy books. And all of that has already happened, and I will include the footage of that shortly. The car show season is ending, prompting a search for new healthy distractions like reading, writing, and cooking. Closing messages. And I'm just about to do my closing messages for this next 2-week period. Closing messages, the creator highlights the importance of pushes, family and animal care, doesn't quite realize that animals are my family, family and animal care, hobbies, supportive social circles in maintaining recovery. Endures day-to-day challenges with optimism and gratitude for the people and activities helping to keep clear of former addictive patterns. And the video ends with goodbyes from both himself and his various cats, signaling continuity and hope for the future. These points capture the essences, routines, emotional landscape, upcoming goals shared in the video, offering a clear reflection of the creative state and strategies for recovery. Now, as I said, it sort of makes it sound like I have these strategies, and I kind of do, but, it kind of makes it sound more like I know what I'm doing. Just struggling and muddling along day to day and really, really struggling at times. But it did synopsize pretty well. And it didn't quite capture the emotion, but then it's a computer and it's a program. And then it didn't quite get that family or the kids, the cats. But other than that, I think it's a really good synopsis of those 2 weeks. So I'm curious to see if my friend does the AI chatgtp analysis summary for what I'm about to post once I've done the editing and made my done my closing messages for this 2-week period, which I'm just about to do. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to edit. Okay. So, but first I will splice in the editing. I will splice in the events of the past couple of weeks, and it's been good. Some very strong pulls in Toronto, but I made it, and visit with the doctor, all that. But the footage will show all of that, hopefully. And then back here, there have been pretty strong pulls because we're at the 3-month mark since the last binge. So there have been pretty strong pulls, but there are no options here for a Slither Party, or very, very limited for Slither Party Plus, there have been the quote animal care, the pushes, looking after the kids, and seeing the ferals again, and looking after the ferals, and giving Peanut her antibiotics and stuff like that, looking after Agita, Lcee, Finn, and also Peanut, bcee, and Joe, so all of that, and the car show season is ending, but I've been trying to do some reading. I bought some books in Toronto, so I will now edit in some of the footage and then put in my concluding comments. I don't know if I need a lot because I've already talked about some of the stuff at the beginning of this podcast. That's what's happening. Bye for now. I got the blood taken and went to a couple of errands, and then now I'm having lunch with a beer. It's the only vice I have left. But I have a lot of food with it, So very nice pizza here, kind of a wood-fired oven pizza. Bye for now. All kinds of veggies on it. Yeah, so our whole family's now in the catio. I'm just gonna, it's still raining. It's raining all day. I'm just gonna have, I've got coffee on the way back, a French vanilla. I got some Twinkie desserts, whatever. And I'll just sit here, relax with the kids, and then go feed the ferals. Hopefully the rain will stop a bit. And if not, I'll just feed them in the culvert area. And this one, Jack, very happily sitting there. I've just been preparing for the trip for tomorrow, so just doing some shopping for gifts for Jack too. I got Jack a gift because he helps. He helps his mother feed the ferals. It's about 9:30 at night, and it's been a busy day, just preparing, and my neighbors came and saw the ferals, let them know that they'll be looking after them. And then I had to go get some more cat food. I think I got way more than we need for like 4 days, but I got lots of cat food for them. And I told them, I talked to them, I explained that their auntie is looking after them, and now I'm going to go see them again. I'll get these guys into the car. Not too much trouble getting them into the cases, and I did feed them because I don't want them to be hungry until we get there because it's getting so late. So I did give them some wet food, and I went and bought more wet food. So I think I've just got about everything. So now finally, and Jack is slithering around out there somewhere. So I don't want to. I'm very careful when he's outside because I don't want to accidentally run him over or anything. But I gave him some treats. And he's around there somewhere. He usually sees us off. Okay, we're almost there. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. We got both the big boys in there, in the bigger travel case now. There. And we've got to get that there, in that travel case. Took a long time. We're finally ready to leave. Okay. Bye for now. Everybody, we're in Toronto, and I'm just waiting for a shuttle bus in front of the condo, and kids are battering there. So we had a good trip. It just got really late by the time we left because I kind of left things to the last minute, running around, and had to pick up a couple of things, and then went to go get more cat food for the ferals. I think we had more than enough just to be on the safe side. I didn't want my neighbor to run out, so went and got more of that. But then it got neurotic, and then checking. And then, it kind of happens when I'm in that, when I'm battling, and I mentioned the indecisiveness before. It's one of the symptoms of depression, but it goes along with battling addictions. So got all of that going on. But we got here. The kids adjusted very nicely. They checked out the spots, and so everything's good. So just gonna take her down to there it is. There's the bus. Lunch. Looking forward to Chinatown, and then Art Gallery. Bye. I'm on the shuttle bus going on Lakeshore, which is by the lake, and that's Ontario Place there, and that's CD on the other side of the road. A nice scenic drive. It's a beautiful day here. Bye for now. To be downtown again, and a little bit indecisive again about where to eat. There's so many options here, so many choices. Chinatown, all you can eat. I'm not all that hungry, so I don't think I'm going to go for all you can eat. So maybe But yeah, I'm here at a sushi place on Queen Street rather than Chinatown just because there's only one sushi restaurant in Chatham and it's not all that great. So, and I've been here before and they've got a really good bento box for lunch. And you get shrimp and you get pork, you get California roll, spring roll, vegetarian, salmon, salad. Have the miso, all that for like 18-19 bucks, but it's really good quality and it's and you're right on Queen Street, so you can watching everybody they like. So it's good. We're at the Joyce Wyland exhibition upstairs, top floor. She was a modern artist, Canadian, and it's a very interesting story. Just read the little bio thing there that apparently the funeral procession for her was came up to here, up to the AGO, and there were people like following the. I think she was already cremated or something, but there was a procession. So it was like was held at St. George the Martyr Church, Grange Park, and there was a memorial here at the AGO. According to attendees, a cat wandered up and led the procession to the AGO. That's quite something. I don't know. I'm sort of like, it's good to be back in the art gallery and looking at art, but I'm not quite getting as connected to it as I used to in the past, just because I've been struggling so much, so kind of out of it in so many ways, but it's good to be here. I'm in the Kasuma exhibit, and these are all these mirror balls. They let you in for exactly 1 minute. And you can take pictures, you can take videos, but obviously you're not allowed to touch anything. And I've seen it before. It was located elsewhere in the gallery, and they moved it here. It's really very cool. These, but I don't think I've seen them before. Pedal pump. Pedal's the thing. I don't think you can really pedal this. Oh, the people pedal it. Okay, the patrons pedal it. Ah, weird. You drink and you pedal through downtown Toronto. Oh well, doesn't make much sense to me. I got home, I spent some time with the kids, I fed the kids, and then I didn't have really anything to eat in the condo. Not really hungry, but since I'm in Toronto, I want to have the stuff that I don't get out there. And there's only one West Indian place in Chatham, and they don't have rotis. So they have like jerk chicken and stuff. They don't have any rotis. So I'm like, okay, I know this place, it's a bar at West Indian, and they have shrimp roti, hot sauce, really, really good hot sauce, and nearby. So a beer, 2 beers, food, and then go home, go to bed. We had a good night with both the boys very nicely settled on the bed next to me, which doesn't really happen there because Agita doesn't let them on the bed there. For some reason, she sleeps in the dining room here, and she's okay with the boys sleeping on the bed with me. So had a very nice night, and Agita's right there. Yes, sweetheart, we'll give you some treats. Everybody, I'm here with my cat rescuer friend at Hyderabadi. It's a particular type of Indian cuisine, the city in which my parents live. And this is entirely vegetarian. This is tandoori vegetables of various ilk. So that's like gobi, and that's paneer, and that's something else. It's all vegetable. And we've got a naan, and we've got other Hyderabadi specialties coming up. So, really nice to see my cat rescue friends again and catch up. Everybody, it's the next day, and we've got Agita there, and we've got one of the boys there, under the bed, there, and the other boy's there under the chair. It's a gorgeous day outside. Yeah, it's very warm in here, but I have the air conditioning on. So we got the other boy running around, and I think this one is Lcee, because it doesn't have the knot, and the one under the bed is Finn. Quite a lot to report. I haven't taped, I think, in a couple of days, because yesterday, I think I taped at the lunch with my friend, and that went very well. We talked a lot, and I talked about the poles and the bushes, and I don't know, maybe talking about them and discussing them, and kind of, maybe that was a little triggering, rather than helping. But it doesn't matter. I think it's also just being here. just being in town and all the options and coming. And I came straight back, and I didn't go to have a couple of beers to take the edge off, as I've been doing. I just came back, and when I came back here, my friend dropped me back. She had driven. And we did have a good conversation. Really enjoyed seeing her again and enjoyed the food and had lots of takeout left over. And then got home and the polls just went through the roof. They were just being here, knowing that, what I want is available out there. Maybe even literally. So I'm like, shit, it just went through the roof, and I just had to really, really, really battle on all the pushes. Kids, obviously, and, exchange texts with my friends. And, I found out that the Ferrells are doing fine. My neighbor is taking such good care for them, and a special thank you and a special shout out to them. And I did tell them, I said, yeah, it's going well, except, to be predicted, the polls have kind of ramped up, but I will do this. I will battle, and I will stay clear, no matter how hard it's going to be. And it got pretty hard, but I made it. And then today, in the day, I had to talk to my parents, to my father, some issues there. And then, but kind of sorted that stuff out. And then I had to go have lunch with an acquaintance. So I took the Mercedes, and I took my sunglasses. It was very bright outside where we were driving, and I had my regular glasses. So, and my sunglasses were in the case, And so I had my sunglasses So I had my sunglasses in this case, and I'm pretty sure I put it into this bag, and I took it down with my other stuff and the keys and the jacket and everything. It was so warm, didn't need the jacket, and I must have put on the sunglasses in the Mercedes. And I'm driving, and I get to the acquaintance's house, and I pick him up because we're going for lunch. And we get to the restaurant, and I can't find the case with the regular glasses. I was wearing the sunglasses, but I couldn't. And we searched the entire car. We looked, under the seats, and the side compartment, and the glove box, and the center compartment, and under the jacket, and then we were at the restaurant, actually sort of on the side, halfway on the side in Mississauga, Dosa Place, and I'm thinking maybe it fell out of the car at his house when I picked him up on the road, just parked in front. And it's a quiet street, it's a residential neighborhood, so I'm like going, if it's on the road, it'll probably still be there. And I'm like, I won't feel comfortable eating until I find my glasses. So we drive back, 15, 20 minutes, we drive back to the house, check on the driveway, check on the road, it's not there. I'm looking for this thing, And then we search the car again, and we can't find it. And I'm like going, shit, maybe I wore the glasses from inside the house, but it's very unlikely. I mean, it'd be dark in the hallway, it'd be dark in the underground. I would not wear only the sunglasses and leave my regular glasses here. I've never done that. And I'm pretty sure I didn't do it. So I'm thinking maybe it fell out here, by the car when I was, so I come back here, I check the parking spot, it's not there. I check the car again. Don't ask me how, but it got under the passenger side floor mat. Well, I know how, because there's a little fold, and it got under the fold, and it must have fallen onto the floor when I was driving. And then from there, it got under the fold. We checked under the seat. We didn't check under the floor mat. So very bizarre. But anyway, I found them. I found them. I'm home, and now I'm going out again because I have to go to the bookstore. Better today. News is, all of this is distraction, keeping me busy. It was nice to have lunch with a friend, with an acquaintance. So, and ran an errand and did all that stuff. And it's, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous day. Here at the bookstore. It's just closing in time for 5 minutes, but I got some books. With a new one from Dan Brown. And, some relatively light reading, but hopefully something that give me traction while I'm going through the worst of the polls. So it was nice to be in the bookstore again. Bye for now. everybody. I just had a late night supper and a couple of drinks, a cocktail and a beer, a patio. It's getting a little coolish but nice. I'm just walking back to the building and you can see the skyline through the trees. Bye for now. I'm on my way to my doctor's appointment. I went to the bank first. They asked for ID and everything here too. It's not just in Chatham and all that stuff, but I guess it's good security. But you know, even doesn't matter. All that's done, and I came here and now having lunch, and then from here I go to the doctor's appointment. Then I have an optician appointment, and then back to the kids. And I'm having a quick tally here on the way. Hello everybody, I'm here at the optician's. I saw the doctor, it went well. I don't hold much back, I don't hold anything back for her. So I talked to her and also about the cholesterol and diabetes stuff. And then she wanted me to have a diabetes eye check, and I do need an eye exam because I'm having trouble seeing things that I saw easily before, so I think I need new lenses. So came to the optician optometrist, and the optician turned out to have done an undergraduate at the place that I used to teach, but long after I left it. She did her undergraduate years after I took my early retirement. So it was interesting to have, and very good. She did a very good exam, and all the machines and all the, can you read the lines, and you know, and I'm going, I think that's an E, well it could be a D, it could be a B, it could be anything. It's kind of funny. Anyway, bye for now. Buddy, I had sort of a rough night and the pulse ramped up again, but there was no possibility of giving into it because I'm going back to the house with the kids today. So, you know, there wasn't a choice, so I battled and I made it. And in the morning I started packing up. The kids know one has gone under the bed and I have to go pick up the meds. Now, there's something going on there because today is the Truth and Reconciliation Day. I think it's a day off for some places, and everybody's wearing those yellow shirts and they're going on a walk from here or something. So that's what I just came out of the driveway. So I just have to pick up the meds, which is like that block over. See, but got her in, got them in. They're kind of hidden there. They're underneath everything, boys. And just about packed, got my stuff underneath. I already took one load down. So that's it. I'm just going to put on my backpack. And we're going to go down and head back to the house and to the ferals. You know, you gave me a lot of trouble this time, sweetie. And there's an oven mitt. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an oven mitt in there because it went in whether I was using it as a bite cloth. Otherwise, I would have been bitten. But I didn't see BC. But now there's BC. You remember your daddy, obviously. So it's only been 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. And you've been very, very well looked after. So a huge thanks from all of us, you know, from the Fairwalls, from myself, and from the Inside Kids, because without the neighbors' help, we wouldn't be able to make those trips, you know. So, or there would be like day trips for me, very short, just for an appointment and come back, and it would be, you know, it wouldn't be good for me or for the kids. And the Inside Kids, they enjoy once they get in the cases, they enjoy the drive and they enjoy there. They're very used to that place. So they adjust very quickly to most places. So it's thanks to our neighbors who take such good care of these three, you know. They look after them as well as I do, which is really saying quite a bit, you know. So I put some wet food there, refreshing the water, and my neighbor had filled up the dry bowls to the top in the morning. So and they don't eat all that much in the day. The dry food gets eaten at night, but I don't think that's actually the feral kids. That's their friends. The raccoons and the possums and the whatever, you know. So, hello, sweetie BC, love you. Hello, sweetie Peanut, love you. Hello, Jill, sweetie. I think you're hiding either there or in the bush, you know. But I did see you, and you were in the bush there. So come and eat. I've put lots and lots of treats on the chairs, on the beds in the shed, on that chair. The chair around the corner, and there's lots of wet food. And I'm home tonight, so, you know, BC, tomorrow, we can stare at each other through the window. That's how we communicate. We stare at each other, usually through the window. And there, BC feels safe because she thinks that she's hidden by the tree. So, you know, hey, sweetie, you want to stare? Stare at Dad? Love you. And love you too, Jill. also love you, Jack. When you're here and you're not slithering, you're also part of the your biological family to these three. So, and he comes and he helps his mother feed these three. He's a very good cat. He's got a little thing like he hunts chipmunks and things, but that's just his thing. That's his slithering. But anyway, sweethearts, I'm back. I missed you guys. It was a good trip. I did feel some pulls. I did, but I stayed clear. I didn't slither. So I'm back. And tomorrow morning, we'll see you at breakfast. I might come to say goodnight to you later just because I haven't seen you in so long. Okay? Well, 4 days. So thanks again to our neighbors. Really, really appreciate the way you guys look after these three. So see you later. Everybody, it's the day after we got back, and Agita is settled nicely there. And boys, us in the catio, looking out. There's not 22nd floor, sweethearts. You can actually see stuff and squirrels and things. There was a squirrel. Oops, dropped my laptop. But I fed the ferals in the morning. Saw all three on the deck. I was very happy. Saw all three ferals. Had an okay night. It was a good trip here. And I saw the ferals, fed the ferals. Inside kids, we adjusted, fed them, unpacked, did all of that. But there were pulls. There were still pulls at night and in the morning. It's just better here in the sense that there are far, far fewer options. So when the pulls come, there's not much I can do about them. If I really, really, really wanted to, I could find an option near good one nearby city or something like that. But not quite at that point yet. And a shawarma here, and then I'm going to go to the PetSmart, and then back to the kids and feed the kids, and want to do some reading with all kinds of books. Wash the car. My out-of-province friend, as always, will see this as a good sign. Bye for now. Come back, and all three kids are settled nicely in the bedroom. One of the boys has taken Agita's bed, her favorite bed, but she's okay. She's sleeping over there. It's like within a foot. Well, 2 feet. Yeah, she's allowing it. That's pretty amazing. So I guess we all had a good vacation, a good rest over there. I'm just about to feed the ferals. I did a lot of shopping. Well, not a lot of shopping. Just lots and lots of cat food. What else is new? Here's Jack eating treats at the front. He wanted to come into the house. He came to the laundry room, but Agita would not be happy. The boys would love to play with him, but he doesn't want to play with this one doesn't want to play with other cats either. There'd be big fights. So I just let him in the laundry room, and then he came out, and he's having treats on the front porch, and I fed the ferret. We have Peanut there, and we have bcee there, who feels safe because she's hiding under the bush, and she doesn't think that I'll see her. Or at least she thinks you're completely safe from me, sweetheart. I feed you guys twice a day, worry about you so much when I'm not here. Even though I don't need to worry because the neighbors take such good care of you. Just like their own cats. It's wonderful. And Jill was just here. But I'm a little too close. Everybody, I'm in the bedroom, and Lcee, you can just see him there. There's drinking water in the bathroom from the fountain, the cat drinking fountain. We've got Finn, nicely settled here. We've got Agita settled there. Earlier, she actually allowed one of the boys on the bed with her. She was there, and the boy was there. Hello, everybody. It's a little later in the day. We've got Finn, nicely settled there. We've got Lcee there, playing on the floor. And we have Agita there, settled on the bed. And I'm just starting to read the new book by Dan Brown. So, fed the kids, fed the ferals. So fed the feral first, gave Jack some treats. Jack even gave him to the laundry. Everybody got a kid there, and one of the boys here, and I think this one is Lcee, because they don't feel they're not. So the one here is Finn. And look, we've got all three ferals. We've got Jill. Hi, Jill, sweetie. I got bcee. You want to stare at your dad? This is what we do. We kind of stare at each other. She's gone back to having a bath, but we stare at each other through the window for minutes at a time. That's our father-daughter bonding thing. And we've got, it has to be through the window, and we've got Peanut, partially hidden by the thing, by the bush. I'm just about to feed you guys, kids. Fed the inside kids wet food. I'm just about to go and feed those ones. Now, it's been good. I mean, second day, third day back. We came back day before yesterday. And yesterday I did some errands and had to renew car insurances and stuff like that, and the phone and do all of that. And I got some more antibiotics for Peanut and stuff. Well, I got the prescription and I had it. And now I got to just confirm the dosages, so I'll have to go get that filled in today. All that's very positive. And I got some, I had some shawarma and stuff like that. Went to PetSmart, bought lots of cat food, came back. Worked on journal entries. It's the only writing I've been doing for now, journal entries. And spent time with the kids and fed the kids, fed the ferals, did all of that. Exchanged texts with neighbors, talked to the neighbors through the catty window. All that very good. Then I did some reading, started a new one by Dan Brown, author of Da Vinci Code. I mean, he's kind of going in that direction and kind of, it's still over the top. And I'm not sure I quite like the style, but, it was okay, about synchronicities and stuff like that. So I started reading that, and then the polls did ramp up. They did. I mean, I guess it's a time thing, and the fact that I didn't in Toronto, and, we're at the 3-month mark, basically. So they did ramp up, but that's a big advantage of being here. There's really no options. Occasionally I stopped in at my mechanics and checked the oil. I've been overfilling it on the Mini, so and I'll change the tires later in the month. So to the winters. So I came here for lunch. One of the two Thai places in town, with my customary 2 beers, and I'm having basil shrimp and soup and spring roll. And from here I go pick up the meds, the prescription for Peanut, and back to the kids. It's now the next day, and I fed the kids, fed the ferals, and Agita's nicely settled there. And both the boys are watching from the catio window. One of them, I think that's Finn. Yeah, it's got the knot. This is Finn. And that's Lcee. Finn has climbed up onto the top tier. Hasn't done this before. It's becoming very brave. So, the news is that had an okay night. I did some reading and exchanged texts with a friend. And kids were in the bedroom with me, inside kids, as usual. Went out, checked on the outside kids and at bedtime. And Peanut was in the shed. And in the morning, I managed to give Peanut her antibiotics. I had to mix it into a little bit of the applause food and put a little bit of, mousse on it and give her a little bit if it's, and she did eat it. And then I got, bcee was coming quite close. So I gave them the food without the antibiotic, and everybody ate. And, they were all on the deck for a while with their dad, which is huge progress. Only took about 1.5 years, but she really needs it. Her antibiotics. She's sneezing and sniffling and a lot. Her eyes are very mucousy, so I really hope it works. So I have to do it every day for the next 5 days, and then every 3 days. So that was all good. And then talked to my father. He had a fall a few days ago, but he seems to be okay now. So did all of that. And then we spent the day at home with the kids. There were some polls, but it was okay. Got through them. And fed the kids, fed the girls, did all of that stuff. Worked in journals, texted the friends. Came out to switch cars, and on the way there's this place, it's a little country town. That's actually where the car show was that I came and, with the Corvette. And there's a nice bar restaurant here, so I stopped to I'm having fajitas and a beer. And then I go switch cars. I'm back to the kids. Feed the ferals, feed the kids, work on journal entries, read. Bye for now. During the day, I think I taped early today. I may have, I may not have. But I fed the kids in the morning, fed the ferals, gave them Peanut her antibiotic. And there were some polls. It's the 3-month mark. So there are polls, and I managed not to in Toronto when there were where there were a lot of options. But here, fortunately, there were a few options, but there were still poles. So I just dealt with it, and then I went out and out to switch cars. And on the way, I had something to eat and a couple of beers. And my 2 beers over time with lots of food. So that's the only controlled bird I have left. So I went to a country restaurant on the way to where I store the cars, and it was good. I did that, brought back the bigger car, and fed the ferals, fed the kids, and just working on journal entries. Everybody's here. So we get Agita there, Finn there. Oh no, actually, that's Finn. Finn there, Lcee there, Agita there, and I'm just going to be working on journal. Hello everybody, had a good night. I did some reading, spent time with the kids, came and checked on Peanut where I came out to the deck. I gave some dry food like late at night. I think the possums and the raccoons came and ate a lot of it. So, and then I got up in the morning, fed the inside kids, came out, saw bcee, didn't see Jill or Peanut. And then later I saw Jill come out from the bush, and she was watching from there. I came a little closer and she ran back into the bush. And then this one I didn't see, and I started to worry. She's still sneezing. But so I'd already given some wet food to bcee, but I hadn't, I gave a very small amount. She ate most of it. But still, see, look, there's a little bit left. I'd mixed it's only like a milliliter of antibiotic you have to mix. It's like a pink liquid. So she's eaten most of it, but there's still a little bit of food there. So I'll mix in some more of the good food. I kept some applause, some tuna. So I'll mix in a bit more tuna with this and then stir it up. And you can finish the rest of it, sweetie. You're still sneezing. This is like the 3rd dose. So, hopefully in a couple of days, 2 more doses, 3 more doses, we'll start seeing a little bit of an effect. But glad to see you're okay. I was starting to worry when I didn't see. She usually comes for food right away. So then I was ready to put away the extra food in the fridge and then give it to her. Got to mix it and all of that. But I saw her and I mixed it, and she was waiting here. She knows now that she gets the special food as well. Anyway, hello everybody. It's now a little bit later, and we've got Agita settled there. We've got Finn on the bed, and there's enough social distance that Agita is allowing it. And we've got Lcee up there on the dresser. And I fed the kids, I fed the ferals. Peanut didn't come right away, but she came a little later. And I did give her, I think she ate most of her antibiotic. There's a little bit of the food that I mixed it with that she left. I tried to get her to eat it by adding more food, but I think she got most of it. So I did all of that, came in, and just been relaxing with the kids, just, lying on the bed, and everybody is here. I'm now planning on making a journal entry, going out for brunch, PetSmart, and then when I come back and edit and post, if I can, the next podcast, and I'll try to make my synopsis of the events of the last couple of weeks, if I can, and then edit and post. So that's what's happening. Bye for now. It is, if you don't count the little blip, we are 6 weeks ago. We are it's at the 3 months clear mark, maybe a bit more than 3 months since the last big binge. Anyway, that's what's happening. Bye for now. Instead of brunch, I'm having an early supper. It's like 4 o'clock. So I came to this place. I'm having the chicken and the baked potato and veggies and coffee. It's my first meal of the day. 4:30. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, I will have included the edited material showing the events of the last couple of weeks, or clips of them, and I have already talked about the events of the last couple of weeks. Sort of did my summary, my closing statements in the beginning. So here I'll just say, that I am still clear. It was an eventful couple of weeks. I did make the trip to Toronto with the inside kids and my neighbors, and a huge shout out to my neighbors for taking such good care. such good care of the ferals' kids. As they look after them the way I look after them myself, which is pretty incredible. So really, really took care of them, and thanks to Jack as well. Jack also helped, So, so thank you to the neighbors, and I am still clear. I don't know if it's going to show in the footage I'm about to edit, but it was pretty tough in Toronto. Even though I was really busy, lots of distractions, very nice lunch with the friends, and, going to the art gallery, eating out, restaurants not available here. But there was one night where pulls were very strong, just because of the number of options there, and the time period. It's been about 3 months, so pulls were very strong, but I made it, So I wonder what AI is going to have to say about all of this, but what my strategies have been. But I am still clear, and I'm back here, and it was a relief, huge relief to get home with the inside kids. They traveled very well as always, and Peanut has, she's been coughing again, so I got another, prescription for antibiotic, and I'm giving it to her. I think it might just be starting to take effect. So the rest of it, hopefully, you'll see in the footage. And I did talk about some of this in the opening, soon after when I read out the AI summary. So for now, I'm just going to say, still clear, and car show season is over, but I'm reading. I bought a lot of books there, I am reading, I am eating out. I've been drinking a bit too, like 2 beers with lunches or dinners. I haven't had any today, but that's the only controlled burn vice I have left. No gambling, So I do have a couple of beers paced with food for lunches, even though I don't really like the taste of beers. But it provides a little bit, takes a little bit of the edge off sometimes, not always. So that's what's happening. So from the 7 of us, Agita there, Lcee there, Finn there, Peanut there, and she does seem to be coughing a little bit less. So maybe the antibiotics are starting to take effect. So Peanut nicely settled there, and Jill and bcee, the bush. But they'll come out for supper. I'm going to feed them a little bit. So if I can, I'll try to get a little footage of them before I actually put everything together. And if not, I think there's footage of them from before. So once again, from Agita, Finn, Lcee, and myself, nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor to ever walk the face of this earth. Bye for now. See you next podcast. A little bit of bonus footage. Peanut is eating wet food, and I saw Jill on the deck, but when I came out, I saw her run there. And there's bcee. She thinks she's safe because she's hiding. She's staring at me. We stare at each other. So there's bcee there, and Peanut there has been eating, and Jill I saw go into the bush a couple of minutes ago. She will come out to have the treats and the food here. So that's what's happening. I'm just inside, and there's bcee eating, and you can just see there is Jill. And she knows I'm watching from here, but I think when I go back into the other rooms, she will come and eat. So, but she's watching. She's come out from the bush. She's not taking any chances. And Peanut is just down there, I think, on the side of the bush. And Finn is there. Lcee is there. Agita is there. So from the 7 of us, the 3 funerals outside, Peanut, Jill, watching from the back of the yard, bcee eating, Peanut by the bush there, by the tree on the deck, and from Agita, Lcee, and Finn, who I'm just about to feed, and myself, nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor ever walked the face of the earth. So there's a little bit of bonus footage. Bye for now. See you next podcast.